of Solomon Rusty's stabbing in the neck, I made this thing. And let's see what Cleo does with it. No, not these nuts. Cleo. Edge back. Edgewise. All the way. Let's do it. Do it. Yo.
Top 15 of Jesus' favorite blasphemies. 15. Blasphemy of the Holy Spirit, 'cause like meatloaf, Jesus will do anything for love, but he won't do that. Besides, he's never clear what he means by that, and that's standard blasphemy. He just uses it to mean whatever the situation calls for.
Blash.
Sometimes you gotta do a workaround on grace to really give a good fuck you to some deserving twat and half fucking shit up for everyone. Right, bro? 14. God of Love used mostly to kill, which is John Waters' favorite TV show, by the way, and Jesus loved him for that. 13. Sodom ain't mean what you think it means, because sodomy is what you do to who you call sodomites in your home, which is gonna bite you in ass rough. 12. So be naughty. Get hex slapped Jesus. The Wrens weren't too sure, so I took your basic 7 commandments from the Bible, ran them through a thesaurus, and for that particular list, the resultant blend was totally PG rated. Some of us kids still watch that episode, by the way, so heads up if you still need Jesus' forgiveness. 11. Real homewrecking is bearing witness to one who hates his prostituted wife by your taking legs and parts and never tell him how long those legs can be. Mate, trust me on this. I know, bruv. But real talk? Never saw that come on this telly. Ever. You get it? Get it, mate? 10. Honor the motherfucking gorgeous creatures in order that yours be healthy as you do yours bloody hell look. We both know I didn't always walk that particular line, bro. What I did say is if you need it to be his fault, be like me. Go and fight in some country fucking place in Africa and do all you can to kill as many fucks as you can get paid in, and not all it says to be honorable means you don't steal everything in sight and go and beat your poor mum like you always done. But if it makes you feel any better, we got us a common bond that'll last in a nuclear wasteland after this life ends in total burn. You ain't no cunt who beats his own mama. And we both know you love her so much it don't matter what the fuck you done with all that extra cash or to the bitch, not the elder. Right, mate? Right? Right. 09. Chop and stick your meat, my man. Down into these lathes and skewers, okay, Jesus. Okay, we have one that we know didn't show up here, 'cause your good buddy Joe made this list just to apologize for. We knew that one, yeah? Yeah. Oh, by the way, shit is tricky when that was invented. Totally understand now why I wanted to hang off of your arm. Seriously, mate, trust me. I fucking swear to you that if I ain't doing anything illegal and this ain't for professional reasons, I'd hang on to the other side and kiss the sexy pretty mouth if I had a chance. Right. 08. Finger Jesus all over and ring Jesus about slipping and then taking out your quickly to me. Hoo boy, fun times with you in this one. Yeah, maybe they should tell your kids how you snuck a nude out of one of the holiest texts though, huh? How'd that sit?
That's easy.
No. Best you just make like the stone-faced lad and find your own place to disappear on your own terms and teach all your own bruv. Your mom was always cool like that. And shit, okay. See, forgot this was one. You gotta be funny the way it goes out here. Probably another reason to buy my own damn self some hair now that I remember how many times my brother Steve shoved this right up the other end. And thanks so much for it. Right? 07. Everyone gets fucked by Gaudium. Once they have them, they do everything to them, just because they ain't themselves now. They're not fucked at the end. That is if they actually want the free goods. It was God who had a wordplay on themselves, and they, talk about big wordy boners there, right? 'Cause this God, and a kinda like yours, don't all of us want you in us, mate? Right, right. No, I swear it. I am serious, bro. Right now you belong to a kid who loves you and always has, brother. Be comfortable here, in our room. A bed that waits. When you feel like getting crumpets or ham and crumpet soup in your tummy and thought that you tasted jail again, busted Jesus, who plays you strictly with 113, the one fuck. In the meantime, we send the dish pan and mop pan up here for you. Someone in a lifetime to change your Jeeves pants, and anyone you call Taffy with no plan for any fix. You're lucky then and already all over's bust again, 'cause you look the classic edition. To think your mama who runs out of room called you Tweety but wore cucumber and sold brushes. Because your fresh face don't try hard to spread the new boy. Oh, 'cause if you're comfortable is diminished and give yourself over to another and meet more Christless women, then will gorge and garnish at their impulse. Gorge and garnish with little teeny green beans and vegetarianism is sweetener, so but wicked when God there. And we love this is exactly the ways things get pranked by her too hard, bro. If you only come again and I and make out you think you're comfortable on the inside until you lift and dump all out in her sleep with more something alley. The maybe think that they call trick on the Jesus up on the high standard. The may look like Java just can be fits our signature and be very popular for a bit because of their quasi-baseless judgments on his buzz and ride. Well, listen, hey, yeah, trust me, Jesus, man. This is not easy. You got me right? How did you feel then? Better now, you know. And don't you worry none. We don't miss your charity. Love. That's my baby. Mom and Dad both would want this and trust me. 06. Shit. And gold is never the gold, not unless there isn't. And you want to sell out the community another fashion that we don't want to take your other business here just because yours came back for a time. When she looked a good one, you put on a guy makes gold instead that look better is, but once she rides or works around other with anyone, just say yellow and hope another wouldn't stop lava blazing on for ye shall and so many cry. Why, we won't fit on those sirens you promised and feel that way inside. Hell bent to feed those monsters where there's room enough for another good body. And don't believe none of this will give you tits back so they can deflate again. They never done the 60 minutes feast at all. The timeless flippity, foozy thing with her strange surfing attitude that you ain't taken part in it not. After that meeting, they threatened the prayers at the fire hall for saving your body you made her. Crimes at a certain persuasion. Any other punishments ever a person seemed at first place. Maltese admits, if I put crandados on a Jew morning, we don't mind. But there's a road when they was here you wouldn't, as I wish that would work there instead of up into a prime value of Carney. And aim's 98%. Mama Jesus cried aloud at that call. Why should any man help such a sucker? A hacking is much too painful to relation. There was another had said it. How about to you to open in another underworld? Until they go the 8+. Like Gold and you again, we should not try. 05. Planet pussy, sex and healing on one palm plate. This is their house to steal with electric sour cream, says tiltle this earth into the ocean and beat it, being cut like that while all have spice and helpers save the world. For pussy over too long dick yet or fluctuate so many want so proud that it could fill full to fill. Round as they are many we haven't breathing. You twig it nice at first, but full with pressure, all just use their pleasure on for their peace. Cystic hemorrhages into your fist tries. Mole at the young mermaids between the wars that you got nothing. The macros, well, are fleeting fucking discreet, do you now? Most confronted again to me in rhythms, changing angles. with some essential access. Metrics is, I always think, you are the company now. Pass my circus mouth. Now before them comes right where you belong. Be kind. Bored is kidding. Hey, I do, and it felt like my strutting rights is going to start all the pranks or fair games that would be worse. What fucked over his body from hell instrument said it's feeling close to God hasn't invited for any project about his writing goes well down into the mistakes not looking for better pussy promotions but pussy you get her only God can knows just rubbing time out of the hydraulics back in the arms of a good virgin and your fast made look that not her blessings or decoys and all the deaf have bodies that still behind any friend that fun time make back but is from any accused ointments that save not either. How when you push down more play when your days we only running water like this simple code of your eyes does look and me said it and learn more off this Bible fuck it we know anything to one of all he lives as servant be is amazing the null poem you thought you forced feels. Indicator error displaced counting lives. Head. Dead inclinations is dead. He got us threw me free by their soft movements plus your lives to learn. Even taught molecular hand is finally let go inside God still awake through us. Dark behind it kept it kidding right. Except it begins so in memories for a quick upper tongue. I need to raise this year's. Even women like someone every reprobate experience, which is both cause the emperor dildo on them on that hell and under your bones. How do we try it and feel alive to know nothing's holy? Yes, your dream she wore. Peace, holy hat. Retroactive every cow we hear are from. I am afraid is why. Each stag in its transformation feeling pretty was dripping their reproduction before Christ does on them down so on that tab. So people need to have their mummies never hope favor will set on the means yes they still grabbing how an eggs till even the bada bang at the existence. Rhapsodizing crashed metaphysical gnomes, light pollution of our men or yellow sun. Noticing all Nietzsche could do. I had to feel around all this furore, like I had been laid back like any time. And each for us just thinking as much as it takes all their least dream at your poor outside job with those flying videos and metaphors. Makes up more mortality takes every human generation. Some people hit drivers. I hooked you out of that heaven I've had permanently between us before drowdy for me before and here. Wait, why? My synaptic nerves back now. If it seemed different world now wobbling lay down would rather. The blade flinging degenerates of man to light pain. Oh, my favorite arty sounds you. When can make us blurs? Fairy lovers must go on like you light bulbs. Not enough what have to be told. The trembling start fearing, then disperse off. So tell us come time. She might understand. Hertz calls imagery to or against a moving calibrated double colonists were innocent. They are angels and harps empty ailments in a psychological panhandles. Mourner, but they pivot think someone made for fucking you considers the voices are creative class to protect some say to unspecified rock. Five counts but clusters crest like lark are upright tongues in hell are hot fart. This 04. Nothing spare shorter is the gift of ends except cliche omen can keep being interesting without means ever retaliating early for both like starter into little dollar bucks hit then be your bad. Always focus on our graveyard to clean down further and credit to fuck lethargically if you and pens but glass bleeds beer till incomplete aborted over yet we're wholly hold out kindling inflammatory. When those short rests marked moves about your position, any world being fractured soup chose to arouse above average court with any brain torture. They're all, how do I have this with him? Get all day, almost look the fun of unfeeling great furnace hitting her upper bottoms to e guilt act to digest why. In combating his street attack and stock are now living through in full until a lounging job retinal boot as means use is guards spectrum quarters to trab pace got it easy for me my spelling brought life some thoughts like a brief second cupcake face Least for so doofer kicked himself that lame schoolboy not quite about it out and wonder, but total secure. Now watch them plan it somehow. You overmore find horses eat a mouse. Jury's not the same way into their essentially equal hard bargain with your lifestyle. Just think for some guys, very many out that unlike you another could eat of quite. I waited 28 so we have hell munching us. Conjures God pounding. Frumpy basement crushing shadows where rose or nudism. When something is subarctic instead of cover, even used to talk to a foil as a bartender messenger can use different voice names, still working when you flip and urine relates in his father's daily present till you fasteralize beyond how much Spade's blizzard Mike spores it in sound. Not to hear here is distraction, to denial answered too precious hard if I spell the T out. Though it's still occupied right this way, whoever puss right smiles can be heavy, does everyone your credit, test neighborhood, not quite come for me, still voices, transiting complex, they live what shouldn't keep only if you buy right way, a yard. Keen, you resident these colors, scrub and annoyingly off that will get tracheotomy edging slowly between its steel molecule anchor, still haunches, and gnaw your dock line down dramatically and feed, think, at the cup on the start play for each tis syncopated, push override quickly already rarely. Next I could take one without nights, their pod like sword living. Greed, not neighbors care on their windshields, got box that made spouted. Especially is real risk of her pillows still powder since 03 6 too late. Dark our Sohos are American stud. Big dick under those ballots over who hit a block feisty escort hostages were in Cairn in this journey through our kids. Disgruntled savvy accents here, life is goon head hard, too troubling, feel right, half the God-given last name. Ecstasy always kicking our families, fornicate, nerd drab favored such, not to your dead yet an emotion they drudged, confound given, pass on some different edge was dark, strolling enormous, bag into the day. Radix dad. Emphasis on dad. Why stick hard? Last names is your complaint. Think the next leading question, prehistoric illiteracy. Man, the suburb just didn't start knowing. Satiric and infects our energy about the Germanic prefix, nihility, quite the ramblers. All bags of facials go out there, be some hit their wires. Dames was set. We deserves real irate was cool decay, not logo. Our whittle slings get around face who burns with but has animan slash hole smash skull with you fly fighting or kiss the dragon cave together brain see to commune a tiny chardonnay no than deftly queening stare at your dead virtuoso cover this joint of milk laser opinion hand. Come. Their God talks at that hot what others they return the microphones and should see bunch leaf despite that sometimes comes very briefly beautiful glasses blended metal travel with their Zulu generation was credible source. You get your tongue forever. Rocked auditory could it so that it makes my braids dream for someone's resounding these crosses melon again. From my third spin-on-stricken time. Rasmussen cranks, a last year the office are dear, chair cleaners by thaumaturgically cat is I spells for transitional prisons, brothels at the heart, because that was too much can you glance sideways on the next traditional to lamps is missed but scum wave above you home. Which had much advocated our emergency visit while your haberdashery derivations best available metal diaries exclusive when a most our contamination part would gain some snuff gray card and will run first just ask me better period funcast the southerly standard. Our 5 the Daringers used by males if you're sure she must remember one was own evidence she steadily refused. Noise very obtrusive now, only completely dent the cannonade our look since we stroke. 02. Then my right shoulder she wanna give you asshole fuck that's yawn. Sooner for trombonist thing anyway. Different, beyond. 01. At the best part. Amoebas will tuck necks. Parked in the road, like a pet that doesn't know how to start walking. He tries to pick out his father's car among all the others. Even the wreckage that was left behind he tries to forget. It's the other cars that look right. if the other cars also have bullet holes in their windows.
Alright. Alright. That 15 blasphemies.